What is up, guys? R06 Films here. And in today's video, I'm going to be answering the questions from the Q&A video. So before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification bell because it really helps out my channel. So I'm going to be answering the questions from your guys' Q&A video, from my Q&A video. You guys commented down below any questions that you had or have. So in today's video, I'm going to be answering them, so let's just get right into YouTube Studio, and I'll answer you guys' questions. Alright guys, so I'm here in YouTube Studio, and so the first question here comes from I'm Random Here Studios, and he asked me, let's see, how did I get into Star Wars? That is question number 1. Good question, I'm Random Here, and I got into Star Wars by watching some of the movies when I was younger. I believe the first one I watched was episode 5, and I only saw about half of it, maybe only a little bit of it, but I wanted to see more of the movies, and that's sort of how I got into it. And second one was, what was the first movie I've ever watched? That's hard to say. I can't really remember because I've seen a ton of movies when I was younger. Maybe Lion King. That would just be a guess off the top of my head. That's one of the movies that a lot of younger kids watch. And why did I make a YouTube channel? So I made a YouTube channel because I had a previous one that failed, and I just wanted to make another one because I thought it was fun. So that's why I made another YouTube channel. So good questions, I'm Random Here, and the next one is from Connor White. So why did I choose my channel name? So I chose my channel name because it was actually a username off of Star Wars Commander, that video game for mobile. I chose that name because of it was a username on Star Wars Commander that I had. So I just modified it a little bit. I gave you guys some options to vote on for which one you guys like best, and I came up with R06 Films, so it's pretty cool. How did I get inspired into stop motion? What inspired me to get into stop motion? So maybe, I don't know, I was just watching a lot of films maybe 2 years ago. I started watching stop motion films. Some of the first guys I watched were Watermelon Studios and Alexander Studios and or Films. I forgot what it was called. So good questions, Connor White. And next one is from Golden Space Animations. Who is my current favorite brick filmer? Off the top of my head, I can think Brotherhood Workshop is probably my favorite, but I like a lot of other ones like Alexander Studios, All Nichols Films, or Al Nichols Films, I think that's what he's called. And a couple of other guys like him. I like Watermelon Studios, and let's see, I also like Brick Bros Productions. Yes, I like all those guys a lot. Those are probably my current favorite brick filmers. I can't really narrow it down to one because I like a ton of different brick filmers, but those are maybe my top 4. So good question, Golden Space. And the next one's from MG Productions. Favorite stop motion animators. Like I said before, it's Brick Bros Productions, Al Nichols Films. Let's see, Brotherhood Workshop, and let's see, Alexander Studios. Yes. So top 5 favorite Star Wars movies. Number 5 would probably be Rogue One. Number 4, maybe Episode 4. Number 3 would be Episode Episode 1. I like that movie a lot. Number 2 would probably be Episode 3. And number 1 would be Episode 5. Good questions, MG Productions. And the next question comes from Lego Studios. My favorite Lego Star Wars set, I don't know, probably my AT-AP that I have, or the Death Star, either one. How did I start YouTube? A failed channel that I previously had. It inspired me to make another one and try harder at it. So I wasn't really serious on YouTube whenever I had my previous channel. I just kind of vlogged random things, and I claimed I was a gaming channel, but I just didn't really do that much gaming. I actually filmed videos of my pets, so yeah. Good question, and next one is from Good Question, Lego Studios. Next one is from Lego Brick Films. Why do I like Star Wars? Good question, and also thank you for the recommendation. I will get into Lego City as soon as I have enough money and space to buy Lego City sets. I don't really have that much storage right now available. I guess I do have a couple of shelves available, but um, besides that, there's not really much room. So I'll get into Lego City here whenever I have enough money to buy Lego sets for Lego City. Not really sure how expensive they are, but I just need to save up before I can do that. I'm saving money for a film that I'm planning on making. And also, why do I like Star Wars? I like Star Wars because I like the plot twist, and I also like the backstories behind the characters, and the heroes and villains in it are really cool. So that's why I like Star Wars. Good question, Lego Brick Films. Next one is from Wasp Lego Productions. So, what is my favorite stop motion on YouTube, and who's my favorite Lego YouTuber? So, I can't really narrow it down to a favorite brick film or stop motion on YouTube. There's just so many of them that I like, and so many of them that I've seen. Maybe some of the Star Wars Rebels stop motions that Brotherhood Workshop made. Those are some of my favorites. Maybe some of the brick films from Alexander Studios. Those are also a lot of my favorites, but maybe if there had to be one, it was the one where Han Solo and Chewie had to fly to Tatooine, and Han had to use the bathroom. That was from Brick Bros Productions. That one's probably my favorite in general. So, good question, Lego Wasp Lego Productions. And also, who is my favorite Lego YouTuber? Maybe, sorry guys. Maybe M&R Productions. He's a pretty cool YouTuber. He's probably my favorite. So, good questions, Wasp Lego Productions. Next question comes from McManly Studios. What is my favorite Lego set I own? Maybe the Death Star. I really like that one. And also, what is the most expensive one? Probably the Death Star. That one I found at half off though, but it was still by far my most expensive Lego set. And how long have I been collecting Lego for? Maybe, good question. Maybe since 2013, I want to say. That's how long I've been collecting Lego for. So, good questions, McManly Studios. And let's see. What inspired me to make stop motions? That's a good question. Maybe, so what inspired me was mainly watching other people make it, and the curiosity of how they make it, how they make stop motion. Also, just watching stop motion tutorials. That's pretty much what got me into stop motion. So, good question, Tom LV. And the next one comes from Bricktoons. So, my favorite Star Wars movie, probably Episode 5. That's a really cool movie. I like the Hoth battle, and then I like Cloud City with Luke and Vader. So, it's probably my favorite movie. My favorite brick film was probably Ki-Adi Moody's Revenge. That one just took so much time and effort, and I tried out a lot of new techniques that I've never really used before. So that's probably why Ki-Adi Moody's my favorite, the Ki-Adi Moody's Revenge. Am I proud of where I am now? I can't really take pride in where I am, but I definitely am happy with my progress, and I'm looking forward to continue growing my channel, but I can't really take pride into myself. I try to be humble about my channel, but yeah, I definitely am happy with where I'm at. So good questions, Bricktoons, and next question. Let's see, Q&A question from Max's Lego Stop Motion. Forgot to heart that. So what is the most hard stop motion I've ever done? Maybe Chaotic Moody's Revenge. Easily, because there's a lot of different techniques that I've never used, and it's just a really hard stop motion that I made, and it took a lot of time, and that's probably why that's the hardest one I've made. So good question, Max's Lego Stop Motion, and let's see. Yep, that's all the questions. So good questions, guys. Thank you so much for asking these. Maybe I think there's actually another question down here. I just think there is. Nope, that's all of them. But good questions, guys. Thank you so much for asking these. I really enjoyed making this video. It was a lot of fun to make. So you guys had all of you guys had really good questions. Thank you so much for asking these. I really enjoyed answering them. So if you're new here and you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe and turn on notifications because it really helps out my channel. This is R06 Films, over and out. Bye.